The moment I stepped off the plane, the cool breeze of an unfamiliar land greeted me. I was in Lisbon, Portugal, a city known for its charm, history, and culture. I had planned this trip meticulously, saving every penny for months. But as I reached for my wallet at the taxi stand, a sinking realization hit me like a wave: it was gone. I rummaged through my backpack, overturning every pocket. My passport was there, thankfully, but no money, no cards, nothing else. A chill crept up my spine as I stood at the terminal's edge, watching travelers pass by, oblivious to my crisis. I leaned against the wall, trying to calm my thoughts. Panic wouldn't help. I needed a plan. First, I needed to figure out where to stay for the night. My phone's battery was at 40%. I opened Google Maps, scanning for nearby hostels or shelters, but everything required payment. Embarrassment clung to me like a second skin as I approached a middle-aged woman with a kind face near the information desk. "Excuse me, do you speak English?" I asked. She nodded. "I've lost my wallet and have no money. Is there any way you can help me with directions or advice?" She looked at me sympathetically and offered me a bottle of water and a granola bar from her bag. "I'm sorry, I don't have cash, but you can try asking the police station." Grateful for her kindness, I took her advice and found the nearest police outpost. The officer on duty, though polite, explained they couldn't offer financial assistance. As the afternoon stretched on, hunger gnawed at my stomach. I wandered the streets, marveling at Lisbon's beauty even in my dire state. Cobblestone streets wound past colorful buildings, and the smell of roasted chestnuts filled the air. My mouth watered. I found myself at a bustling market. With no money to buy food, I decided to ask vendors if they could spare anything. Most shook their heads or ignored me, but a young baker with flour-dusted hands handed me a small loaf of bread. "For you," he said in broken English. I thanked him profusely, the bread tasting like hope itself as I tore into it. The sun dipped lower, casting golden hues over the city. I needed a safe place to sleep. My phone battery was now at 15%, and darkness would soon cloak the unfamiliar streets. Near the city center, I spotted a church with its doors wide open. Inside, the pews were mostly empty, save for a few tourists and locals in quiet prayer. I approached an elderly priest, explaining my situation. He nodded with understanding. "You can rest here tonight. It's safe." Relief flooded me. He even directed me to a small soup kitchen nearby, where I was given a warm bowl of soup and bread. Lying on a wooden pew with my backpack as a pillow, I stared at the ceiling's intricate carvings. The grandeur of the church felt at odds with my situation, but I was grateful for the roof over my head. Sleep came fitfully, interrupted by the occasional creak of the doors or my own restless thoughts. How could I have been so careless? What if I couldn't get home? Morning light streamed through the stained glass windows, painting the church in vibrant hues. I rose, stiff but determined. I had to find a way to contact someone who could help. I headed to a public library I'd spotted the day before. Using the free Wi-Fi, I messaged my sister back home. "Lost wallet. No money. Stuck in Lisbon. Please send help." While waiting for her response, I scoured online forums for advice on surviving abroad with no money. A common tip was to find short-term work for cash. At a small cafe, I approached the owner, a burly man with a gruff demeanor. "Do you need help?" "I can wash dishes, clean tables, anything," I said, my voice trembling. He raised an eyebrow, then gestured toward the sink. "Dishes. 2 hours." Grateful beyond words, I rolled up my sleeves and got to work. The soapy water stung my hands, but the task gave me a sense of purpose. Afterward, he handed me €10 and a sandwich. With the €10, I bought a charger for my phone and found a cafe offering free Wi-Fi. My sister had replied, "Oh my God. Are you okay? Sending money now." She transferred enough for a hostel stay and a small meal. Tears welled in my eyes as I read her message. The weight on my shoulders began to lift. At the hostel, I finally showered and changed into clean clothes. The small, shared room felt like a palace after the chaos of the past day. I sank onto the bed, letting the exhaustion wash over me. This city, though beautiful, had shown me the fragility of my own plans. But it also revealed the kindness of strangers and the resilience I didn't know I possessed. With my sister's support, I booked a ticket home for the next day. But before leaving, I spent my final hours exploring the city with fresh eyes. I stood at the edge of the Tagus River, watching the sunlight glint off the water. I had survived. And in doing so, I'd learned that even in the darkest moments, there's always a way forward, one step, one act of kindness, one spark of hope at a time.